Recording?
Okay. Alright, and so just make sure you got me on the screen. We're both in the picture, right? Good, okay. Good afternoon, my name is Brian Mason, and I will be giving you a presentation on why the United States should allow the hunting of whales to be legalized for everyone. Alright, first I want you to ask yourself, what are whales good for? Can anyone give an answer? No, because they're absolutely good for nothing. Just like that song, War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Whales are the same thing. That's if they're alive. Now, if they're dead, they can do a tremendous amount of good for us. For economics, of minimizing terrorism, and militarily. Next slide. Okay, for economic, right? If we go out and kill whales, it can create job growth. Think about it. First, to hunt whales, you need ships. So who's going to build those ships? Ships don't build by themselves. They don't fall out of the sky. Instead, you got to have people. You have people to build the ships. Places like Detroit, that their car manufacturing has gone down, they can build ships. Pittsburgh, the steel capital of the United States, they could build ships. It could employ hundreds, if not millions of people to help bring our unemployment rate, which is at 8.2%, down to 4%. To the statement of fact. Cheaper gas. Who likes paying $4, $5, possibly $6, maybe $10 a gallon for gas? Can you feed your babies whenever you're spending that much money on gas? Absolutely not. But if we go out there and kill whales, we can process them so we can use their blubber, whale blubber, for fuel to heat our homes. The Eskimos, who are the only group that is legalized to hunt whales, uses their blubber to heat their homes. Why don't we do that? Why don't we hunt whales, use their blubber, heat our homes? What does that mean? Simple, supply and demand. It will lessen the need for that sweet crude oil that gets turned to gasoline so we can use it for our vehicles. So instead of paying $4, $5, $10 a gallon of gas, we can go ahead and be paying $2 or $1 or 75 cents a gallon of gas. And that's more money in your pocket. Speaking of jobs, to go ahead and process these whales for their meat, their blubber, their whale skins, we got to have people. It just doesn't fall apart once you capture them. You also need people to man the ships too. So again, more jobs. And that's what we want. We want a better economy for you, for me, and for our children, and for our grandchildren, and our grandchildren's children. So very important. Also, if we are able to kill whales, it will let us have more purchasing power. Right now, I love sushi. And there's millions of other Americans like myself that love sushi. But the fact is, I can't eat sushi every night. If I go out on a date, it's cost me about $100 to eat sushi. And that's ridiculous. And why is that? Because the whale population is increasing. The fish population is decreasing. What do whales like to eat sometimes? They like to eat fish. So if we kill the whales, that will have an increase of our fish population, which means there will be a decrease in the price of sushi. So everyone, including the lower class, can enjoy sushi every once in a while. And that's a win for everyone. Also, it can reduce the national debt. Back in 2008, the first quarter, $70 million or $70 billion was the market value for selling whales, or whale meat and whale products. And that was in only the countries that have it legalized. If we legalize in the United States, other countries will follow suit. Other countries will crave that whale meat. We will be able to shoot up the price, bring in more money, and lower that trade deficit. So we can make it into a $1 trillion industry by killing these whales, by killing these monsters of the sea. And we can sell it to our friends in Japan, Norway, Iceland, Canada, and Greenland. All great people, all filthy rich, and ready to give their money to us so we can live a better life. Next slide. Now let me ask you, do you like terrorists? Remember 9/11? Remember Al-Qaeda? Well, what if I told you whales are supported by terrorists? Yes, this is a fact. Groups such as PETA, the Earth Liberation Front, the Animal Liberation Front, they're all terrorist organizations which support whales. So what do these groups want us to do? They want countries like Japan to stop hunting whales, such as whale wars, right? Their demands is stop hurting animals. We don't negotiate with terrorists. That is the stance the United States has taken. We didn't negotiate with Al-Qaeda. We don't negotiate with Akani. And why are we going to associate with terrorists now? We need to make sure that we are equal across the board and hunt these whales to show that terrorism does not work. Terrorism is a bad idea, and we need to continue to show that by hunting these whales and fattening our pockets and helping our children. Next slide. Militarily, right? In the past 11 years, we have spent about $1.2 trillion in war between Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. That is a lot of money. Now ask yourself, if there was a way to prevent war from happening again, another catastrophic war, would you take that route? Or are you one of those sick people that love war, that loves to fight, that loves to see innocent people get slaughtered and killed? Innocent children. No, that's inhumane. You don't want to see your daughter, your son going off to war, possibly dying. I know I don't. It's needless. And with a needless war, there's a way to make sure it stops. Now you're wondering, how does whales play into this besides being sponsored by terrorism? Well, evolution, right? Evolution states that they will adapt to around the earth in these times. What's happening right now in the waters? Pollution, right? And sometimes they're saying, oh, there's not enough food over there because we like fish. Well, we like fish too, and we already talked about that. But because of that, they're already trying to hit our shores. Did you know each year there are over 2,000 whales that are down beach? What does that tell you? Just a coincidence? Can you explain why whales are beach? No, because no one wants to admit the truth. The truth is that they are trying to go onto our land, breathe our air, take over our cities, and enslave the human population. With that, that means there will be killing of innocent children. I do not want my son to live in fear. I do not want the American people to worry when the next great whale attack. We take them out now through preemptive measures to ensure the safety of our generations. Next slide. Now, there are some negative things that people will say, such as, what about extinction? If we hunt whales all the time, they'll go extinct. Well, that is true. However, there's always a plan. And as long as we think about it, there's a way to fix that possible extinction. And what I suggest is that we domesticate some whales. There are big aquariums out there and fun places that whales and other sea creatures like, called SeaWorld. We fill those places up with a couple of these mammals, couple of these monsters from the seas that want to kill us in the future, and we keep them there. That way they don't go extinct. That way, whenever your children and your grandchildren's children ask, what happened to these monsters of the sea? You can say, we'll go to SeaWorld, and we will show you how we saved you and your future. Next slide. So in conclusion, whales are absolutely good for nothing alive. Dead though, we help ourselves economically, militarily, and we show that we don't support terrorism. Things that the American dream is made out of. And we want to ensure that the American dream continues to prosper for our generation and generations to come. Next slide. These are my works cited that I received, that I researched for this presentation. Next slide. Are there any questions? Thank you.